with all the sidewalks. Yeah, this is what it looks like when we're over.
Alright, so walking up the front yard, we've already got the basketball hoop ready for Mr. Elliott when he gets much taller than he is now. Definitely gonna have some work to do on the wall here. I don't know what's happening with the cinder blocks. She's got an entrance for a mother-in-law here.
What's going on with the retaining wall?
Chrissy likes to lift heavy things. We could fix that. Alright, so I'm going to do outside first and then come back in. Alright, grass is in decent shape. Lots of, got some moss over here. So this part of the yard is definitely stays pretty wet. Hasn't rained in a few days here and there's still a little moisture. I don't think it's like flooding concern moisture, but there's definitely a little bit of water that stays. So I wonder if, you know, some of this runoff from the hill above. So backyard, I would argue this is a nice size for, you know, for Elliot to play. I don't know what part you'd want to get fenced for the pups, but you know, the whole thing's in the back this time, so that's good. Covered patio back here. Yeah, we could do a lot of work. I don't know how far back you'd own in this, but I love landscaping, so this looks like fun to me. Yeah, we got some bushes, we got some hillside, lots of different stuff you could do with that. Coming around the back here, they threw some mulch, but kind of did a half-assed job of it. Again, I'll help. I love that. Okay, so your utilities in this neighborhood are all underground, so you do not have overhead power lines, indicating this neighborhood was built probably in the 80s or after. I don't know when this house came in. So here's your gas meter. On the bottom here, your water meter right above it, and then your electric utility on the side here. Good part about this is nobody has to come into your house to read any of these. They still have to come into my mother's house to read hers. So all your utilities right on this side. As you can see the air conditioning condenser back here. Okay, so your dryer vent comes out the back. That's a decently easy place to clean and access. Looks like they at some point had cable installed. I don't know if that's Verizon or Comcast, but we'll figure that out. Disconnect, air conditioning condenser. Looks like it's a Bryant. Let's check that out. Let me get under here. Yeah, Bryant condenser. Looks like the same age as my parents, and they got theirs early to mid 2000s maybe. So if I had to guess, this is on the order of 20 years old or so. Let's see if I can get a sticker on here. Let's see, General Motors. No, I got the electrical ratings, but no date sticker. I would bet this thing's 15-ish years old, so. Oh, maybe here. All right, here we go. Design, air performance certified, 700 PSI. No, of course we don't have a date sticker on here, so can't quite tell how old it is. That's okay. We'll figure that out somehow. Fireplace clean out right in the back here. So I'm at the bottom of the chimney. Difference between this house and the previous, we do have one wood burning chimney. Sounds like they don't really know if it works or not. Looking up at the chimney cap, looks like you might need some work up there. It has a cap, but the crown looks like, definitely see something on the crown. I don't know if it's a little bit of moss or something. We got a guy for that. We had our whole crown rebuilt. It was like $2 or $3 grand. It wasn't that bad, because we wanted to get ours to working order. So chimney might need a little bit of work, but if you're not going to use it, you definitely don't have to worry about that. All right, so coming back around the side, I bet the property line's like right here, kind of where you can see the line in the grass. So I bet this fence is like 3 foot over. Just a guess though. Looks like the neighbors do something similar with the hillside bushes and maybe a little bit of mulch. So let's check out the patio back here. Paver patio, decently similar to the one you guys had put in. It's not, so it slopes, so it definitely slopes away from the house, as it should, right? Shouldn't be perfectly level. Slopes away from the house, but there's definitely some variation to it. It's not perfectly sloped level. Looks like a homemade window well cover, which I can't say anything about because the window well covers at my house I made myself too. Outdoor light here. Looks like you've got a vent that's probably from the kitchen stove, maybe. Right here. Hose bib in the back. Electrical. Concerningly close to the hose bib, but that's okay. Nice little spot for a garden along the side here. Alright, wanted to do outside first this week, so that's the outside, and then we will go ahead and go in. Siding looks to be in good shape. Windows look to be in good shape. Gutters are alright. Yeah, I can't see anything of concern here. We got something zip tied to the downspout here. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's just cable line. Alright, that's unobtrusive. Decently well done. Alright, a little unevenness on the steps here. You'd probably want to get these replaced. I mean, you could concrete level them, but it would probably be the same amount of money to do like A1 concrete leveling. Then you could just have them replaced for, we looked at getting ours leveled and it just wasn't worth it. So yeah, definitely a little bit of concern here. Pretty sure your home inspector will indicate that at least this bottom part should have a railing. So maybe your first outdoor project is getting the wall and the entry stairs redone. While we're thinking about that, driveway definitely has some, probably what are tree roots under it, so you can kind of see, I don't know if you can see my finger. Yeah, like right here, it's just a little bit of a crack and a bump, and there's another one over here by the garbage cans. It's probably just tree roots. I'm not super worried about that, but if you're gonna have this done, you might consider it. Alright. Coming in, we got 2 ramps here.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, like if you just wanted to use the dining room to eat
What's
it,
that?
you could really get some more
Oh, we don't have that.
cabinets or storage or, countertop here or something.
Yeah, I told them, but very similar to our cabinets, actually a bit less range.
I might put like
They're a
one
lighter,
countertop or something here.
a lighter height.
Storage underneath, or even like a bar to put some storage under and a couple stools.
Okay, living room.
Something like that.
There's a lot of potential here.
Yeah. It's
Like,
not huge, but it's not tiny either.
There's a lot of workable space for more than one person.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So it
I wonder about these beams.
But it looks fairly new. What is it? Samsung.
They do look
Okay.
real.
Pretty new.
Sliding door.
We got a funky light.
But it provides a lot of light.
You could probably, it has the refrigerator, but you would definitely put a bigger one in here. It's not huge, depending on what you did with this space over here. And then it goes.
Floor looks
into the
relatively new.
family room.
Which I love that fireplace.
I know, beautiful
Cool. Very nice
fireplace.
example.
It is a
Wood
log
burning.
burning fireplace. So, but beams that they're painted a gray color on the wall.
Alright, so you need a new fridge. Definitely more workable space than you've got now. 2 of the appliances are new. I don't know why they're. There's some under cabinet lighting.
The other corner has it too.
So the 2 corners have that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It actually makes that a lot nicer.
Yeah, decent amount of storage space. Very good. Yeah, this fridge, it might just be not perfectly level. But compressor makes a lot of noise. Alright, dining room, kind of a lilac color. Karen would love the color. Newer light fixture. Alright, this flooring continues through, which if I remember correctly, this feels decently similar to what you guys put in on your floors. All right, now there is some texture to the ceiling here. I know you guys just spent how many months or years scraping popcorn out of your current house. It's not popcorn, but it does have some texture to it, both in the dining room and in the main living room. Nice big front window. So this, it does remind me decently of your current house, but with a little bit bigger. So main living room here looks really nice. Let's see, there's a patch right here in the wall. That's probably nothing. Probably can't even see it on the video. Yeah, just somebody did like a self patch from Home Depot. My house has a bunch of those. The crown is decent. All right. Oh, and now we're at the garage. All right. Okay.
Very sturdy stairs.
Yeah.
And sturdy banister.
So there's your washer and dryer.
All right. 2 garage door openers here. Let's see, 2 separate. Serviced by Guile. Yeah, they're right down the road, so that makes sense. Sensors are in the right places. They match each other and are decently new. Looks like they've had this sewer drain replumbed decent recently, or you know, we'll call that within 10 years. That's newer concrete, so we'll look for any other signs and things. Okay, so more stuff about upstairs because the owner was in the living room and that was a little weird, so I didn't want to say too much. Overall, everything looks good. Like the finishes aren't perfect, right? The trim paint could have been done better. Like there's some places where they could have sealed around, like some of the vents and things that could have been done a little bit differently, but doesn't necessarily bother me. Just didn't want to say it in front of the owner. Interestingly enough, in the garage, the HVAC run across is boxed in plywood. I can't say I've ever seen that before, so I would bet that this one here is the feed from the furnace and the air conditioner, and then this one that's still metal is the return, so you don't need the air to be heated or cooled in there. Never seen this plywood method before. Plywood's like not a super good insulator. The other thing I'm paying attention to in here is the wiring's a little ugly, but that's what my garage looks like too, and I'm the one who did it, so I guess I can't say too much about that. But so this pole is very interesting because it doesn't look like, I mean, maybe it was original. I can't really tell because you got the pole that's strapped up there on that side, and then there's a concrete block on the bottom. So I'm not a structural expert. I assume this is fine. It's just a little bit interesting. Like, so my parents' garage has a pole, and it's like very clearly built in because it was welded to the beam on the top and put into the original concrete floor. Whereas this looks more like it was added. Oh, interesting. There's another one over here too, added after. Yeah, let's go check that out because I don't think it's like, I think it's done right. It's just interesting that it doesn't look to be original. So no pole on this side, and this would be the exterior wall of the house.
Probably more of the workshop area.
That would be, all right, so now we're back on the interior wall. I'm gonna check out the pole on this side. So interestingly enough, this one is in the original concrete, but still has the strap and plates at the top. Trying to look along the line of it, everything looks level and flush. So, I mean, maybe this is an installation method, I just don't know because I'm not a framer, I just know what I've seen. So we'll Google that, and if you get to the point of a home inspection, we'll ask some questions. All right, let's see, some other things in the garage here. You've got your sewer line with a clean out at the bottom there. You can see kind of by the flower pot. Sewer line comes in from the basement, runs straight down. It has a nice little slope at the top there, just like you'd want it to, so your shit processes through. They've got 2 smaller cars in here. The truck would definitely fit. You've got probably about 6'4" under this box, and maybe 6'6" under the beam, maybe not quite that much. Chrissy, can you put your arm up? I want to see how tall this is.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Do you know what your reach is? Probably about
Absolutely
6'2",
not, but we
6'3".
can figure it out.
Okay, so yeah, so it's
because
to the
this is
end of Chrissy's palm.
Like the fingers on my palm.
Yeah,
The
okay.
interior not- oh, lots
So
of pegboard.
the truck would, yeah, it's pegboard on all the walls. The truck would fit in either direction.
Yeah.
The RAV4 would fit either direction. You're not gonna have a ton of space on this end side here, but you'd have enough. You know, a couple lawnmowers, couple things.
Good access to
Sewer
the
clean out. Yep, I already did that. So I spent a lot of time looking at these two poles.
Mm-hmm. Which it
'cause-
does make sense because there's a third pole on the other side.
Is there a third? Okay, because
Yeah.
that's what I can't figure out. Because like this one doesn't look original, and I can't figure out. Like I just don't. I don't know. It's a little bit
It might be original,
weird.
but it might be old enough that it doesn't really matter.
That's what I said. I don't think it matters. But
Garage is huge.
okay, so I'll come down into the basement here.
Yeah, so this also structural, like for the
Okay, so
Yeah,
then,
so
there
this
is
is
a third pole
But
on
I like
this
how they
side.
encased it very
It's
nicely.
boxed in. Yeah.
Also, I have this flashlight if you want to look at
Okay. Very good.
We did just look at this with Kelly and Blake, but is this not the kind of...
This is what,
What
we
we had.
replaced.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
this
what
is
I
what we
thought.
had.
Oh, no.
So we had a plus 80.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me,
Yeah,
let me
yeah,
take
you-
this in
you
here
do-
for my video. Alright, so Chrissy said 2009, so plan on replacing that. Plan on replacing your HVAC. This is what we had. We had a Bryant plus 80. And we got it replaced a couple years ago. Looks like it was put in 95, so you've hit its useful life. Bolster D-Hard is who we use to do our stuff, so it's done right. It just has probably hit its time. Some extra storage place here. Alright, so you got your condensate pump in the back. Yeah, so this is I don't know if this is a condensate pump or a humidifier. Alright, so this is a different type of humidifier. This needs to be addressed because it's absolutely not supposed to look like that. But that's something that could be taken off the system and replaced only if you need it. Interesting the way this stuff was kind of boxed in here. It's not bad, it's just if I'm the guy that's going to replace this install, I'm going to be really pissed about these plywood walls here. So depending on what we do with this space, I might just rip this out and have it be less of a finished basement. This is an odd little space down here that's kind of like half finished, right? So you've got your woodwork. Somebody was doing something in the framing up here. Yeah, I would just probably paint the underside of this all black, and then I don't know what this could be because the floor is definitely noticeably colder here since we're in the basement. Interestingly enough, these windows not replaced with the others. So this is where we were looking on the top that we saw the kind of homemade window well cover. Alright, lots of electrical. We haven't found the electrical panel yet, which I'm actually a little bit confused about that. It's not behind this wall, is it? No, okay. I don't know where that is though. It's gotta be, you'd think it's down here somewhere. Alright, I didn't climb into this area yet. Alright, so let's see. We do have a door that you could come, I don't know why. Okay, whatever, that door's a little weird. Laundry. That can't be your electrical panel, no way. Alright, so your exhaust from the furnace just comes out into this floor drain. That makes no sense for a finished space. So what should happen is there should be so again, no condensate pump. So this is the same concept as the other house, but not done as well. So what you should have is a condensate pump off the furnace that will then put some pressure on that water, and then you could run it across your ceiling and down it, like ours runs into our slop sink in the laundry room. So don't love that, but it's probably like we could do it for $200 on a Saturday afternoon to get the water into here. All right, small sink, not super practical with the shelf here. I don't understand the shelf, but that could be taken out. I would probably take this half wall out, take this shelf out, and turn the tub 90 degrees and have it run on this wall. So that way you're not standing in front of your incoming water service. But either way, incoming water service, main shut off on the utility side and on the customer side. They don't have to come in to read this meter because it has a census thing on the outside. Electrical work, what the hell are we doing here? It's from the Busy Beaver. Yeah, they've just got wires and shit running everywhere, which at a whole doesn't scare me. It's just, you know, we don't know who did this, and we don't know if they knew what they were doing. All right, so you got another sewer pipe behind this door. They encased it. I don't know why. I would argue it's just as ugly in that brown piece of wood as it is being just a sewer pipe. So you've actually got two sewer lines here. You've got one in the far end, and then what probably happens is it comes down this one on the far end along the garage here. They probably meet up like right under this door and go under the garage to the street. If I had to guess, that's probably what that does. Again, I don't totally understand the purpose of that door, because you'd almost think it's for like a mother-in-law down here, so you could have a separate entrance, but then there's no bathroom. This space is definitely noticeably colder than upstairs, which makes sense because it's a basement. I don't see any signs of water anywhere. Like even looking at this insulation, like it's got some gray color to it, but that could just be dust over time. Yeah, that kind of looks like what we pulled out of our basement. All right, so interestingly enough, we got this like random upper cabinet here. I can't find the main panel. I would think it would have been down here, and I see lots of wiring right here following this line. So I would think that the main panel is over here in this corner, but I don't see it anywhere. Also, this wall, not level at all. Plumbing's original to the house, still all copper pipe. So I know we talked about that with the previous one. Assume a couple pinholes a year for the rest of your life, or get it replumbed. If it's a place you plan to stay, just spend the money, get it replumbed. It's probably $800 every time they come out and replace like a 10-foot, 15-foot section of line. We did half our house for $4,000. The only reason we didn't do the other house was because we would have had to tear down the part of the ceiling in the basement that we literally just finished. So we saved it for later. All right, this looks like water line here. I haven't seen natural gas either. I saw the meter, but I didn't see the incoming. All right, so, interestingly enough, funny time to just mention that. Electric dryer. But this home has forced air heat that's 8 feet away. So I don't understand why. So here's your main gas line coming in from upstairs. Your main gas line comes in. And again, we can see this beam here. There's a third pole. I think the house is just so wide that it does require some number of support poles, right? This house is wider than ours. They're just a little ugly. So your furnace shut off up there where the light is. Your main gas line's right here. It stems off into the water heater. So if you wanted to do a gas dryer, you could. I'd probably have a plumber do that. I'll do water lines, but I don't like to do gas lines. Too much risk. We got a plumber we like. Don't use Terry's Plumbing. I'll tell you who to use. Assignment says welcome to the lake. I don't know about you. I haven't noticed any lakes here. If you find one, let me know. I am becoming increasingly worried that this is, in fact, the main panel. Oh boy. Okay. So this might just be a sub, because you don't have a main breaker. So this is GE Load Center. So you've got a breaker for the range and probably for the air, but it doesn't have a main. So there's probably another panel somewhere else, because you have to have a main off your utility. So there's got to be more. G as a brand doesn't bother me. Yeah, don't like that. I don't know why they wouldn't put a condensate pump in there. That's insane. Okay. I haven't even gone upstairs yet. Alright, so back up the stairs, solid wood stairs. These are not the type of stairs that, like, if you took the carpet off, they're going to be finished. They're just going to be like our basement stairs. Oh, sorry. Hey, I can't find the main panel. There's a sub panel downstairs. I can't find the main.
Interesting.
Did you notice it anywhere?
Not yet.
Okay.
No, look in the garage again.
Okay. Alright, upstairs. Newer carpeting everywhere. Alright, nice big bedroom. This would definitely fit a king. This would be a good either guest bedroom or nice size for Elliot. Decent look at the roof here. So this is supposed to be newer as of last year. It does look that way. I don't know that I would have picked those exact shingles, but you know. We got some azalea, I think. Hope you like pollen. We can cut that back. All right, closet doors, bifold. All right, hold on. I think I found another one. It's probably either a laundry chute or another sub panel. Bolted shut though. Let's think about what's below us. I don't know what that is. You gotta buy the house so I can open that and figure out what it is.
Is it a laundry chute?
I don't know. It's screwed closed.
Oh.
Somebody's got to buy it so we can figure it out.
Yeah.
Right? It's like the videos on Instagram where people find a safe and you
Yeah.
gotta figure out what it is. All right, newer bath. Well, I thought it was a newer bathroom. Okay, so no picture of this guy online. So I hope you want to do a bathroom. I mean, the tile itself isn't bad. I just wouldn't have painted this room gray. All right, so you gotta have this done. Toilet's newer, floor's newer. They even re-caulked around the tub. Hell, you could bath fitter this for $1,500 and it would look 1,000 times better. All right, let's see. Newer sink. Let's check out that water pressure. Good for both hot and cold. Yeah, I wouldn't have picked black Formica. Weird little medicine cabinet built into the 16-inch between the studs there. All right, so the bump out in here is the closet in the other room. So, I mean, you've got plenty of room in here for Elliot to take a bath and do what he needs to do, as long as you want him to be a baby from the 1970s. Another decent-sized room here. This could definitely be your room as well if you wanted. Would definitely fit a king for you and the pups. Windows are not super new. Windows are Traco, very good brand, lifetime warranty. I don't know if it's actually I'm pretty sure it's transferable from the owners that purchased them to you if they have that documentation. You can get a good view of the backyard from here. Based on the paperwork downstairs, you do own pretty far back. So you got lots of trees and brush and stuff to clear. So you can kind of see that the house 2 over has a fence that goes pretty far. So you could do something like that and give the pups that room to explore in the back. But yeah, lots of brush to clear. Chrissy's always wanted a gas chainsaw, and this could give a great reason. I don't know if you would own that gazebo or not. We'll find out. Yeah, so windows it's a good quality brand, but they're not super new. All right, let's open one of these bad boys up. All right. They're not super easy to open, but I don't think it's a concerning amount. Yeah, this one opens really easy. All right, so not a ton of settlement. They painted over all the vent covers. Again, that's just a finish that could have been done better. I really want to know what's in here. I'm just gonna peek in here. Oh, excuse me.
You're good.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
Oh, I've sold many of things. My parents don't Facebook, so
Oh.
when they sold like our house that we spent 20 whatever years in and downsized, they were like, "Can you sell all of this?" So I was running Facebook Marketplace deals from Pittsburgh while they were in Kentucky.
Your closet.
And
They
now
didn't paint it
they're
for some
right
reason.
at my grandmother's house.
Modern ass light fixture. Again, here's a pretty good view of what's happening with the ceiling here. Yeah, they've got like half new fixtures on stuff and half original. So you got your original hinges and your like door latch here, but then I don't know, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. Vents, they painted over the vent covers. You know, that's their choice, I guess. They painted over this original trim, but not very well. Newer lighting. Again, just want to get you guys a view of the textured ceiling that I know you don't want. Yeah, carpet feels okay. It doesn't feel like there's a ton of padding under it. I don't know what's under it, and there's no way to know if it's hardwood or not. If it were hardwood, I don't think they would have put this carpeting under here. Alright, so both of your bathrooms are up on this floor.
Now you're up here, you're just with the
Then-
so that would be easy.
Yeah.
Take a peek into the master bathroom. No transition on the floor, which is a little weird. Alright, so they redid this, and it's, I don't know, same idea.